it's recording. Hold on.
You little
shit.
Oh, you little shit. Shit. Hey, I said it publicly.
There you go.
We'll lose nearly all of our listeners, viewers.
I can hear them all cheering.
Oh, God.
Hey, guys. Lesson 107. Truth will correct all errors in my mind. Notice it doesn't say mythical me will correct all errors in my mind. What can
That's a big difference.
The bit huge. One's real, one's not. What can correct illusions but the truth? And what are errors but illusions which remain unrecognized for what they are? Where truth has entered, errors disappear. They merely vanish, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. They are gone because without belief, they have no life. And so they disappear to nothingness, returning whence they came. From dust to dust, they come and go, for only truth remains. That is another really big point, you guys. Errors, they are gone because without belief, they have no life. So every seeming image that the physical senses take in are only seemingly in our experience and awareness because we have given them belief. And when we see through the errors, when our mind is corrected by an influx of the truth or the light, they cease to be, because the only life they seem to have is what we give them by believing. That's the life force. It's a false image. It's just we loan it life by consenting to it, by agreeing with it, or by responding to it because we think it's real, through judging it.
Reaction, right?
Any kind, it doesn't care. Just feed me with give me some judgment and reaction. Respond to me, because without that, it dies for lack of a witness or a believer.
So if I am looking through my body's five senses at a situation and I'm triggered, is there any truth in what's happened?
No, but it seems to be true for you while you are loaning it. You're looking at you as the ego are looking through the body and its physical senses and seeing something that isn't there, but the ego has decided based on its past what that is. If it's afraid of it or it wants it, it's just giving it some value, right? A definition and a value. And then it decides whether it needs to be responded to, if it needs to be fixed or changed. The whole thing is that ego mind map. So to answer your question, you might be triggered, but does that make it a reality? Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, very good. That's helpful.
Yeah. Okay. So can you imagine what a state of mind without illusions is? How it would feel? Try to remember when there was a time, perhaps a minute, maybe even less, when nothing came to interrupt your peace, when you were certain you were loved and safe. Then try to picture what it would be like to have that moment be extended to the end of time and to eternity. Then let the sense of quiet that you felt be multiplied 100 times, and then be multiplied another 100 more. And now you have a hint, not more than just the faintest intimation of the state your mind will rest in when the truth has come. You think he means it? A fearless mind.
And maybe let's just bring this in now.
Sure.
Not that I understood this before, when I started the course. It took ages before I got it. But I would say that the underpinning for that experience is, the necessary condition to access the laws of God or truth, right? Truth and love, but truth we're speaking about here is the felt state of guiltlessness.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because honestly, in my own experience, I can't reach that peace, the peace that he's speaking of here,
Mhm.
unless I am one with that felt state of incorruptible innocence, that guiltlessness that he's speaking about, that sinlessness.
Mhm.
It's in that the fear of God disappears in that moment. That's the fear of love disappears in that moment. We are in a fearless state
Mhm.
because we're experiencing the peace of God.
Yeah.
Um, and then, of course, in that, because there's no fear, then we're able to anchor the holy self
Mhm.
in us and have that felt experience of the truth of who we are. I'm not a body.
Mhm.
I am free, right? I am as God created me. We're going to go into that later. But
Mhm.
the thing is that what he's saying is he's saying that I am spirit.
Mhm.
But we can't have we can't really have the experience of truth that he's
Mhm.
talking about that corrects all errors in our mind until we're first willing to experience the guiltlessness or the guiltless state, the incorruptible innocence that we are. That's the state that brings all of this light into our mind so that all the errors that were there can be, erased. Does
Right.
that make sense,
Yeah,
sis?
no, it totally does. I'm just thinking about when you said, mind that's free of fear, what a fearless mind would have to be the state of a perfect love, because a perfect love is what we are, and fear blocks our awareness to that. So perfect love casts out fear. A mind free of fear knows a perfect love. And in that perfect love, your innocence, the separation hasn't occurred. You feel you're at one-ment with God and all of creation.
Yeah.
It's a deep acceptance of the atonement and the peace and the blessing that flows from that. So that's our native state. That's what we feel and experience absent the blocks that we have interposed, right? These errors.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thanks, sis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without illusions, there could be no fear, no doubt, and no attack. When truth has come, all pain is over, for there is no room for transitory thoughts and dead ideas to linger in your mind. Interesting, he follows up dead talk with dead ideas. Yes. Anyway, with dead ideas to linger in your mind. Truth occupies your mind completely, liberating you from all beliefs in the ephemeral. They have no place because the truth has come and they are nowhere. They cannot be found, for truth is everywhere, forever now. When truth has come, it does not stay a while to disappear or change to something else. It does not shift and alter in its form, nor come and go and come again. It stays exactly as it always was, to be depended on in every need and trusted with a perfect trust in all the seeming difficulties and the doubts which the appearances the world presents engender. They will merely blow away when truth corrects the errors in your mind. When truth has come, it harbors in its wings the gift of perfect constancy and love which does not falter in the face of pain, but looks beyond it steadily and sure. Here is the gift of healing. For the truth needs no defense, and therefore no attack is possible. Illusions can be brought to truth to be corrected, but the truth stands far beyond illusions and cannot be brought to them to turn them into truth. Truth does not come and go, nor shift, nor change in this appearance now and then in that. evading capture and escaping grasp. It does not hide. It stands in open light, in obvious accessibility. It is impossible that anyone could seek it truly and would not succeed. Today belongs to truth. Give truth its due, and it will give you yours. You were not meant to suffer and to die. Your Father wills that these dreams be gone. Let truth correct them all. We do not ask for what we do not have. We merely ask for what belongs to us, that we may recognize it as our own. Today, we practice on the happy note of certainty which has been born of truth. The shaky and unsteady footsteps of illusion are not our approach today. We are as certain of success as we are sure we live and hope and breathe and think. We do not doubt we walk with truth today and count on it to enter into all the exercises that we do this day. Begin by asking him who goes with you upon this undertaking, that he be in your awareness as you go with him. You are not made of flesh and blood and bone, but were created by the self same thought which gave the gift of life to him as well. He is your brother, and so like to you, your Father knows that you are both the same. It is yourself you ask to go with you. And how could he be absent where you are? Truth will correct all errors in your mind which tell you you could be apart from him. You speak to him today and make your pledge to let his function be fulfilled through you. To share his function is to share his joy. His confidence is with you as you say, truth will correct all errors in my mind, and I will rest in him who is myself. Then let him lead you gently to the truth, which will envelop you and give you peace so deep and tranquil that you will return to the familiar world reluctantly. And yet you will be glad to look again upon this world, for you will bring with you the promise of the changes which the truth that goes with you will carry to the world. They will increase with every gift you give of 5 small minutes. And the errors which surround the world will be corrected as you let them be corrected in your mind.
So it's a quantum thing that's happening here, right?
Well, yeah. When you're willing to recognize the one sun and to do your part is healing every what we think is a separate mind is really joined in ours, and the healing of our mind is the healing of the one mind, all minds, or the one. It is holographic. The truth is holographic. Love is holographic. One mind touched with the truth touches all minds.
Beautiful, beautiful. Because through the ego, we believe that everyone has their own truth, individual truth, separate truth. But there's just one. There's just one Christ.
That's it. Do you not have a paragraph 12?
I'll ask. No. Yes, no, I don't. Do you have one?
Our last
Can I
paragraph.
borrow it?
Yes, this is for you. Write this down. Do not forget your function for today. Each time you tell yourself with confidence, Truth will correct all errors in my mind. You speak for all the world, and him who would release the world as he, excuse me, and him, you speak for all the world, and him who would release the world as he would set you free. And that's
Beautiful.
exactly what you were saying. It's a holographic message.
Yeah.
You're speaking for the entire world, the entire sonship.
Oh, God. That's why atonement
Yeah.
is 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 the ultimate in salvation, right?
Yes.
As we accept atonement, genuinely accept atonement, everyone must be healed from that.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys remember this?
Oh, what? Oh, not again. Here's our gap drawing again.
I know you love it. I know you love it. But I mean, imagine, you
So
know,
you're saying that truth
if it's
collapses the
holographic,
gap.
yeah, if it's holographic, then a complete, total healing in one part of it
Mhm.
heals all of it. And so these two, any two that are sitting there saying, I really want to close this gap. I want to forgive and I want to accept my innocence completely. You know, it's helpful on a so-called personal level with our personal triggers. I mean, this is good. It's helpful. But eventually we come to this place that where, you know, Sis was saying atonement and salvation is not private. And as you practice this for yourself and you become a better transparency, Holy Spirit begins to work with you to take your prayers globally. And you realize that because I am one with every brother, that I can't pray for myself alone. You have to, because I am one with everything and everyone, I have to include that. So while my mind says, oh, I want to, you know, accept the atonement and see innocence in all my brothers, but not that brother, right? It cannot, it's imperfect. The entire waking up from the dream of separation occurs when two come together completely in perfection without any fear, no reservation, not one brother excluded. When that occurs, that's the end, the end of this for all time, space, death goes. And so as you're perfecting yourself, purifying, you know, allowing him to use you, your accepting of the atonement is inclusive of everyone, because you recognize now that's me and that's me and that's me. It's all part of the one. No privatized bodies, no privatized mind, no privatized salvation. Has to be all together or it's not a perfect gift. It will not be acceptable unto God until the entire sonship is presented back. And we're the means for that. I don't know. Sorry, guys. This has been really big for me in my journey right now. And I'm really excited. So I just wanted to share.
And it is because it landed so deeply in your experience, Sis.
Yeah.
It's definitely rippling outward. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that others are also feeling it.
Oh, I know our family's feeling it. And I, yes, Sis. And I'm just on my knees because I know that you want this as badly, you know, that there's a purity of not wanting to leave a single brother out of the equation. And it feels so good to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And in that too, you can depth your guiltlessness.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's that incorruptible innocence that comes as a result of true forgiveness.
Right. Because as we just learned, we can't receive for ourselves until you want to give it to the entire sonship. That's the way you keep it, by wanting and desiring your brother's innocence, because your brother is one with you. Your brother's call for love is your call for love. Answer his call for love from the love that you are. I mean, it's all interconnected. I'm just saying, don't leave any part out. And if you get caught up into the world's thinking, you'll notice that's the entirety of the ego thinking. Look at the world we have today, the polarization. oh, I'll, lovingly embrace half the population, but the other half, you just omitted half of yourself when you're really willing to accept that they are part of you.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a big thing when that drops in
Yes.
deeply, because there's no going back to what we were before. I mean, we see from this vantage point, we see we see the hopelessness of how we were before, when we believed in privatized prayer,
Yes. Yes.
While we're blaming some brother over there, and yet we're asking, oh, help me, help me.
Help me. Help
Yeah,
me.
help
Don't
me.
worry about
Don't
him.
help that little shit over there, right?
Yes.
Damn him or her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember those days.
Oh, totally. And we feel totally justified. I'm deserving of it. He's not. He's a rat bastard. Wait a second. Oh, rat bastard. I'm seeing my own stuff. That's my guilt in him. Okay, wait. His healing is my healing. Now I'm motivated, right?
Yeah. He's brought the gift of healing to me by triggering the hell out of me.
That's right. God bless him.
Come on, drop to your knees and kiss his feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, sis. Boy, I'm telling you, there's a whole book on atonement.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. Thanks for.
There's one addition I would like to make.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you didn't know, and it just came up.
Yeah.
There is a blog.
Yeah, great.
And, that might be helpful with this lesson.
Which one?
And it's right there, the first blog in the. How do you do that?
Yeah, under more.
Show more, or description box just here, and it's titled. Oh, gee, what's the title of it? I bet you can't guess this. What's the title of it?
Truth will correct all errors in my mind.
I'm trying to remember. The Pillars of God.
Oh,
that's what it's called. Truth and love. The Pillars of God. Truth and love.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Grab it, you guys. Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.